Good morning, or good afternoon rather, and welcome to another game of pool play. My name's Andrew Moroney. I'm joined by Oakley Mullen as we take a look at the team sheets. Oakley, as an ex-Queenslander, tell us about the Mammoth team.
Mammoth boys here, going to be coming out big. Some really big names on this roster, such as Grimman, Perry, Spielman. Other ones we'll be looking at will be Leask, Cook. I'm expecting lots of big plays from them today, Andy.
Yeah, and quite a big team as well. That's probably one of the bigger team sheets that we have seen. So interesting to see how they're going to manage their lines. And then on the other side of things, we've got Fyshwick, who are kind of the story of the tournament. Firstly, because I haven't seen it because I'm not on the socials, but apparently he released, in terms of a team announcement sheet, released a video that's gone viral by ultimate standards. But also because of their day yesterday. Took a couple of big scalps, had an upset against Hoss Juggernaut, where they won, and also one of the Sunder teams as well. So Callum Sandbridge and Andrew Jackson, the captains here, they also were a surprise, and Jacob Blacklock, the Spirit captain. They're also a surprise because of how they actually dropped a game they probably should have won this morning. So they played Sublime, took half 8-3. I think we're up even 13-8 or 13-10, and lost on Universe and had a shot to win it. Actually dropped, apparently, I'm told from AJ, dropped one in the end zone and then went on to lose, which is always a bit of a heartbreaker. So I think they're going to have the bit between their teeth here and be looking to make a statement early against a large Mammoth team.
I agree with you there, Andy. And the Mammoth boys have had two losses. One very convincing loss to Dice, and then another one to the Sublime boys. But they got up against Adelaide Outbreak this morning. Although they've played 3 games, their games haven't been anywhere near as close as the Fyshwick boys have.
Yeah, and I think the other element to it, I'm not sure on the exact players, but I am led to believe there were a couple of players down yesterday. So I think a few players came in this morning, which I think might contribute to, I guess, their team balance.
It always happens, though, that, some people just can't get that Friday off work. The team has to try and make do without them, and then you see the difference that they make when they arrive on the Saturday morning. Mammoth boys here coming out on defense. We're going to get Alex Leask here with the pull. And he's putting it up. Nice big backhand there. It's going to roll a little bit. Fumbled in the back of the end zone. Here we see moving up to the tie side of the field. Back to the centre. Mammoth putting on a little bit of a junky look there. They're kind of going upwind at the moment. So Mammoth's trying to contain that one. Pushing it back. Mammoth's pushing it back towards the far sideline. Jackson there. Big arcing flick, opening up the break side of the field. No defense yet. Hasn't set. Some little give goes now, trying to get the movement. As the mark's setting in again. Oh!
Lucky Hatfield, come on. Make it easy for AJ.
Swing it to the top sideline again. And back. Fyshwick doing good use of the space. Overthrow, Tom Anderson. Cook now. He's looking, he wants to put it long. He's got absolutely no dump. Oh. Here he is, at least got this close sideline. No cuts coming. Pushing it back towards Cook. Again, there's no dump there for him. Tom Anderson providing an option. And he goes a big gainer to the far side. Osborne. Leask again providing a dump, but he clears through. Anderson with a little jinky up the line. He's surveying the options. Cook's going the far sideline, but Leask gets the little up the line. There's no cuts into the space, though. Anderson provides something as a cut down the field, and well overthrown there.
That's a poor turnover this early in the game. I mean, Leask is one of their better players. I'm sure he'll respond to it. But that's a poor turnover. They had done so well, Leask included, at charging up the line, being really aggressive. There were 2 or 3 up the line dump cuts that were on it. I just don't think you needed to abandon the dump structure.
I agree with you there, Andy, and we've seen it happen in previous games where teams are getting caught on that far sideline and trying to force the disc into the end zone. As Fyshwick now setting up again, nice floaty over top, and he bobs it!
Jack Donnelly. Tracking that one in.
Mammoth boys sorting themselves out. It's going to be Elliot Cook to pick up the disc. Leask is in the dump space. Tom Anderson provides the around. He's got the height. He brings it down.
Great grab. 2-on-1.
Two Fyshwick defenders peeled off the back of the stack there but could not do anything about it. And
that's a break.
That's a break, yeah. Exactly right. Early break for Mammoth. Nice arcing forehand from Cook.
It was good, wasn't it?
Anderson went up nice and early.
Yeah, there was good recognition from the Fyshwick players that that's where the space was. You can see they kind of angled the stack almost. Very much a preordained play. Like Cook knew he was engaging there, and Anderson knew where the space was. So the first break. Now, for those who haven't tuning in for one of their first games of the day, there is a wind. If you were to call a downwind end, it's the end that Fyshwick just scored at. Sorry, Mammoth just scored at. Bit of a crosswind, but again, yeah, it'd be a slight advantage to the left of screen.
It'll be interesting to see how Fyshwick responds here. We might end up playing a game of breaks.
Yeah.
Or wanting to play a game of breaks because to keep the we were expecting people to continue scoring on that left side of the field. If Mammoth get the upwind break here, they're going to be sitting in a very pretty spot early in the game.
So the pull goes up, doesn't quite make the brick mark. AJ's going to walk it up. It looks like Fyshwick playing out of a Horo. AJ, break flick, gets it. Donnelly, despite a nice bid. Low throw goes off, and that's a goal. That's Mikey Hatfield throwing an absolute laser flick down the sideline. Fyshwick just like that, blink and you miss it, they're on the board.
And that's the thing, Andy, I did blink and I did miss it.
Yeah, well, it's on the far sideline as well, so we're struggling over here. But look at that, that's an absolute laser.
Towed in by Sadiq. That's a quick response there from the boys of Fyshwick.
Absolutely.
They made fast work of that one. Getting our first look at the Mammoth O-line here. And there's the pull by Wigney. Very deep pull considering it's upwind. Chodos to Gaunt. Oh! Quick run through D there.
Fraser Wigney gets the D.
He had a massive upwind pull that reached the end zone and then has come through with the run through D.
Genuine chance here from Sandbridge to level the score. Let's see if the Fyshwick D-line can convert. You can hear through our mics that wind is kicking up. It's as hard as it's been. So the Frisbee guys not doing anything to help Fyshwick. They're going to have to score this into wind. This one just stays up. Jacob Blacklock has it, looks to engage the dump. The dump tries to clear out of the stack. Stack comes up. How that one went through, I don't know. They've still got it now. They're within the red zone. A lot of flow. Wigney, he got that D, looks to the backhand, doesn't throw it. Really good patience. Looking to punish the break at any opportunity. Sandbridge has it, does not have a dump out. Sees one go wide, dump comes back now. That's Kajuki. Kajuki gets told to engage his dump. They've had to move it back to about the brick mark, so the stack needs to adjust. Kajuki again. Back through, and this the break backhand goes off. Shows it.
Early upwind break from Fyshwick.
Really nice patience. The wind was really kicking up, so that's why you saw so much small ball. They thought, right, we can't throw it long, let's at least try to break or threaten the break. You saw time again, and as we see the D first of all,
I think my favourite part of this, Andy, is as you see the D happen, the little pump there from
straight
Whitney.
away, straight away. Knew he'd done something good. He'd done it on the stream. Wanted to make sure everyone saw it.
Fyshwick demonstrated great patience there. They got a turn quite close to the end zone, but they were okay losing some ground as long as they had the reset available.
Yep. Yeah, you're spot on. I mean, to see here, just getting different players, cycling different players through with the disc. And we'll do our best. I think we got 2 players wearing 16 out there, so I think I was calling Kajuki a bit, and he was busy enough for 2 players.
Just holding the world on his shoulders there.
Yeah. Well, the first one, one of the 16s has sleeveless, and then another 16 jumper isn't. I was like, halfway through the point, did he just let the sleeves up, or anyway? So now we're going to see Mammoth need to put an upwinder in with their offensive line. Is that Chodos?
That was.
Good lad, Zach Chodos.
Looking for the early dump, Norton. Whoa! Lot of contact in the centre of the field there.
That was his own team. It was friendly fire. He kind of got cannoned into.
That's Spielman, Milo, and can't see who the Fyshwick defender is there. Sandbridge.
So if you have a look, it's actually, yeah, he gets pushed in. I mean, the fantastic D, first of all, at the front, and we do hope Milo's okay.
Sandbridge had position on that defence. He had the front position. It's just whether was the play dangerous, who had the line in that.
Well, I don't think any of it would have, and obviously he didn't mean to because it's his own player, but Spielman initiated the contact into his teammate, which then he was the meat in the sandwich, you know what I mean? So hopefully he's okay. He does look like he's okay. He's going to be on his feet now, but I don't think there'll be a call.
Maybe an ankle or a knee is a bit tender as he's getting carted off the field there.
It's a very good and very quick Medicart, the way that they took him off. They've done that before. He's okay. I think you're right, Oakley. I think it's his ankle. Yeah.
It looks like it's the disc is. So I think Gaunt's replacing Milo there in the centre of the field, and it looks like it's potentially an accepted foul because Gaunt has the disc.
There you go. Okay. All right, so Mammoth retain it.
So Gaunt's got the disc. Spielman's looking to provide the break side dump. Looking for something through the central of the field. Chodos providing the dump in the open space. Norton now on this close sideline. He looked like he was going to put it long, but there was nothing there. Chodos giving a little jinky up the line. There is a pick down the field.
I don't think Mammoth are upset about that pick because Chodos made one cut, stopped, tried to make another. It's coming in on 4 with Chodos in the lane. Probably want to see Spielman coming back for this dump.
And that's exactly what we just saw, but it was a nice floating one to Chodos there.
Good throw from Will.
He's looking to engage his dump. Norton went to go the forward, went to go the around. He's looking for Spielman on the around. Massive overthrow. Oh.
Nice closing speed.
Thomas Vo.
Is Tommy Vo up there? Oh, yeah. He's been there a while now. Has legs. Has wheels, Tommy Vo. The dump is poached. Nice one. That's Sandbridge. Had that good D. Just called back for a foul. Back to Sandbridge. Sandbridge getting a bit of it. Has a look downfield, doesn't like it. Instead, open stance backhand. Sandbridge goes up the line. It's a little bit poachy from Chodos and Mammoth. Up the line goes. Another up the line goes. Will Norton is poaching, so there's a player free somewhere. Gets the inside flick break, and that's the goal. That's Timothy Sherring. The goal, nice patient goal. Milked it in, which isn't always a great idea, but it's a stat for him now. So you see here, Will peels off the front and so you can see his opponent going far over the break side, but that's where it created a little bit of confusion within the Mammoth defenders. They weren't sure who they were taking, and whenever you see a free player, like instinctively you're like, well,
do I drop off?
Yeah, what do I do here? And that moment of indecision is enough for the Fyshwick team to score the goal.
And you do see it time and time again, Moz, that when you're on like a sideline at the end zone in the lane, the instinct is to poach in the lane because you want to protect that space.
Yep.
However, is it advantageous to do so and then to leave a player free in the end zone?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always that level of risk that you're going to introduce. And if you're going to do it, you just want to consider factors like what is the strength of the thrower? You know, if it's a Tom Tullett or a Seba or a Tom Regaki or someone, you go, you know what, they've probably got the throw to punish me. If it's a newer player or a receiver, you go, you know what, I'm going to dare them to throw that big one. The other factor is the conditions as well. If it's really blustery and you know that the most dangerous position is that front cone, cool, take it away, because a lot of players might not have the confidence to go upstairs with a hammer or something high, particularly if the wind's going to blow up back out the side.
So timeout there called by Mammoth. Not uncharacteristic considering we've just seen Fyshwick score 3 in a row. Probably wanting to break some of that momentum from them.
It was 3 in a row, wasn't it?
It was 3 in a row.
They went up 1-0 on their first break.
Yeah, because Mammoth got the first break and then Fyshwick have come back and said, well, you think you can do it, we can do it better.
100%.
It looks like it's going to be Wigney with the pull again. He had a hurler of an upwind pull before.
He's having a good game. Called his name a few times now.
Or maybe it's Sam Shallard. Apologies. I think it's Sam Shallard with the pull here. But it doesn't matter. It's a great
Still
one.
a good one.
Chodos to Thomas. Back to Chodos. A little poachy, junky look there, transitional from Fyshwick with Chodos now. Very deep stack set from Mammoth. A lot of cuts coming forward. Norton on this close sideline. Throws a scoob over to Thomas Vo with Gaunt now. Finds Thomas Vo. Oh!
Just threw it behind him.
I think there's a little hand from the Fyshwick defence there.
Yep.
Sandbridge now.
To one of the Kajukis. Gets the give go, moves it into the middle space. One's gone deep. Ooh, jeez, I would have liked to see that go, but again, playing conservative. Shallard. Cycles it through. That's a covered cut, so it has to move it around wide.
Oh!
This one goes. This is coming out sideways. Yeah.
Blade. The thought was there. The execution was not.
So Fyshwick were playing almost like a pull reception defense, and that was where you found Shallard. I think got found out a little bit because he was marking the deep space, but you can hear the sideline from Fyshwick saying, "Okay, adjust now or back in now." So to me, that suggests they're playing something. It's not a junk as such, but they might be playing kind of positions. And you mentioned it with like one of the dumps sitting out poaching in the lane rather than marking the dump. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see something that's a little bit unconventional.
Yeah, a little bit transitional in a way.
Yeah, you see.
And they're doing it again.
You've got Justin Byron there kind of sitting out in one of those lanes.
Sitting back in their end zone. Whoa. They're in dangerous territory. Norton with the disc. Chodos doing a lot of jinking around.
Oh. One of the Kajukis, fantastic, really active defense. I was actually watching him in the backfield. He shut down a long cut, then got under his man as well. So getting it done in the stack as well as around the disc. And this is a really big chance. Get off the line. The mark sags right off. Shallard has it. Wants to go inside instead. Kelly Smith to Kajuki. Is almost there. Open stance backhand. There's another goal from Fyshwick, 4-1.
The dump defense from Fyshwick during during Mammoth's offensive points is shutting down so many options between for Mammoth boys that they are struggling to move the disc, and they are forcing throws that really aren't on.
Yeah, you're right. It's starting around, in and around the disc.
As we see this replay again, one of the Kajukis there, nice little, almost a dad backhand for the score there, Moss.
Yes, yeah.
So Fyshwick up 4-1. What are your opinions on how Mammoth need to adjust here?
I mean, it's not an ideal time because now they've got the hardest kind of scenario where they're playing. They need to hold their offense upwind. You know, so this, like, if they've got to stop the slide now, because they're looking down the barrel of 5-1 realistically. So I'd be putting, to be honest, I'd be probably putting a bit of a crunch line on. I don't know if they've done that before. As we see this one go really deep, Leask reeling it in. You know, probably bring a few experienced heads like Cal Spielman, Alex Leask, Tommy Bowe. Get them on there, just get to stabilise a bit. Liam Grimmon's on, but I haven't really called his name much. We see another high one. We'll get to see Grimm now, looking into the sun. This is safe.
All right, Grimman with the disc towards the far side and gets a nice inside break to Elliot Cook. He looked break side but didn't put it. There's been something happening. I didn't have eyes on that one, Andy.
There's going to be a bit of a chat, yeah, a bit of contact between Leask
and sleeveless Kaguchi.
Yeah. Oh, I got to put a stop to this. Hold on 1 sec.
Keep working, keep running.
So it looks like the disc is with Elliot Cook there. Disc is coming in on 1. Murray Ung on the far sideline now, surveying his options and puts it back to Leask.
He's being marked by YC. There we go.
There we are with Grimmond. Look at Leask. Oh! Went to thread the inside. There's a little hand block.
Such a good read. Really well read.
From Henderson. And who's going deep there?
Bit. Oh.
Byron.
Justin Byron.
That's the thing with these downwind points, Andy, is that if the wind picks up, it just sails that disc so much more than what you probably are initially intending to. We just see Byron here calling an injury. I don't know if he's winded himself or what's happened there, but he's looking like he's a bit tender.
Yeah, he definitely had a bit at the end. It was that throw kept going.
So Elliot Cook's going to be bringing the disc in now. Mammoth has to do all that work again to bring the disc upwind. Leask and or Young as the dumps. Whoa! Grimman tried for the under and it was just picked off.
They're making life hard for poor Liam.
They are!
He's not having the best point of his life.
Big mark from Elliot Cook. Oh, but there's Sandbridge.
Jeez, that was a good little trick. Even better than his goal was his spike celebration. I've never seen that before. Can we see that again? 5-1. Grimman, an excellent player, but geez, he's having a tough life at that point.
It's looking a bit grim right now, you'd say, Andy.
Oh, I see what you did there. My goodness.
Be a timeout called by Fyshwick now.
Yeah, great D. Read the play, peeled off. Was a poach D.
From Henderson.
And a nice isolation So you see the first cut go up the line, and the second go up the line, and then holds his thing. I've never seen that before. What is that?
It looks like it travelled backwards in time.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. It's like he reversed it, like he dropped the disc. So, look, the up the line goal's okay, but...
Might even get the closer look here.
There you go. What is that?
What?
That's what I said. I was like, hold on, something weird's happened here. How is that? Excellently captured by the Ulti TV because they felt something was going to happen. They could feel something special brewing.
Fyshwick boys getting loud, Andy.
Yeah. I'll be honest, and they've got the flow. The vibe is good. They're getting multiple Ds a point. I am a little surprised they called the timeout.
So was I. Generally, if you've got that momentum, you don't want to break it with a timeout, so you just keep chipping away. Generally, it's the team that's down would be calling timeouts so they can try and break the momentum and recoup and talk about what their strategies are going to be.
Yeah, and Mammoth have already done that one, so ideally you don't want to burn your first 2 timeouts in the first half. You want to keep for the second half when you need to kind of, get a bit more in the battery. But if it was look, the only 2 things I can think of, one is that Fyshwick are thinking about kind of, it's 5-1 now, you take half at 8. If they had called it at 6 or 7, I'd go, yeah, fair enough. The other thing is they've probably had their D-line on 3 points in a row, so maybe it's just about giving them a breather and making sure they can keep the intensity up on Mammoth.
Good pull received by Gaunt with Chodos now. Looks break side to Norton. He's got Spielman streaming deep. And uncharacteristic fumble on the far sideline from Kel Spielman. Fyshwick getting the disc at about halfway.
I mean, you said it with uncharacteristic. It's just kind of when something goes wrong, everything goes wrong. Cal usually really safe with his hands. You don't see that often.
So Sandbridge being an absolute anchor for Fyshwick right now. Beautiful inside. Nice break there to Shallard.
And this is the patience that we've seen from Fyshwick in their red zone. This has been the difference. How easy is that? Kachugi scores the up line, gives it a nice big spike.
And you were just talking about the patience there, Andy, and that's exactly what they just showed us. They were happy to take just the first open option.
Yeah, just so much discipline in the stacks, not letting Fyshwick's defenders poach off, which means everyone else is playing one out. And right now, I mean, the good thing is you're seeing Mammoth's pretty big squad all on the field, walking back. The flip side of it is a lot of the heads are down.
You took the words right out of my mouth there, Andy. Although they're all coming onto the field, their heads are down, which shows you that they're probably a bit shot in the confidence department right now.
Yep. Yeah, Fyshwick definitely getting it their way at the moment. Now 6-1, and Mammoth needing to work it upfield. So you can see Liam Grimmond on the Fyshwick line, calling things up. We will get an update on Justin. I think he's all good.
And that is a massive pull, which has completely sailed out of bounds there. Pulled by Fraser Wigney. It was an arcing inside-out backhand, and the wind just sailed it away.
Look, Fyshwick are doing really well, but that's an absolute gift. That's an absolute gift, and if you're Mammoth, where things haven't gone to plan, you've had a bit of bad luck, use this, because you should be taking this from the end zone line, really. But a poor pull has given them half a sniff.
Anderson finds on the far sideline there, gets the dump back, sees Elliot Cook. He's got Leask now coming into the dump space. He looked like he was going to put it up to Max Murray-Ung, but didn't.
I thought that was going.
Elliot Cook and then Grimond coming down the sideline. He puts it up. He's got a few boys underneath it. It's going to be a big one. Whoa! Oh, Andy.
Bodies are flying everywhere. So Cook and Shellard are going to have a chat because you see over the back, Shellard went into Cook.
Oof.
And then there was a secondary play. So I think this is where game advisors are really helpful because that disc sat up, then it got kind of bobbled, and so you're only looking at the disc. You can't see where other players are or where they're coming from. So this is where having someone with an impartial view to say, look, I saw the whole thing, can just help you go, yeah, I think you might see it.
They're really good at providing perspective. Because, as you said, when you've just got eyes on the disc, you lose perspective on the rest of the field.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say, but you said it better, so let's go with that.
Loving that Cook and Shallard are just having a little relax whilst chatting.
Kick back a bit, yeah. It looked like both players were going for the, I think.
There's a high five there. It looks like the disc is going back to Leask. A little bit of a heckle there. Telling Alex Leask to just do it again. But just make the throw a little bit better this time, maybe.
I don't think he liked the advice, just quietly, but anyway. Wouldn't be the first thing that I've said to Alex that he didn't appreciate, so at least we're consistent. Violation called.
Someone jumping the gun there. Grimond getting the immediate. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy.
Come on, Liam.
Leask on this close sideline. He's got Cook. He wants him again. He's trying to hit him. Has he got it? Oh! Elliot Cook had hands on that.
Uncontested
foul. I mean, maybe your advice was taken there, Andy.
If you didn't appreciate the first one, I don't think he appreciated the second one.
He had a little smile on his face
Did he?
there.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay.
Elliot Cook bringing the disc to the front of the end zone. Sets the nice around backhand there to Yong.
There's Grim.
There he is.
We're all smiles now.
Mammoth really needed that, Andy. They really did. And they got around him. They get around each other
time,
there.
you got to, yeah.
So there's Young. He's surveying his options and he throws the little, it was either a high release flick or a high release backhand. I can't exactly see which one it is. We'll get it here on the replay. There's Young on the around backhand. Oh, he's a lefty, so it's a little high release backhand over the shoulder of the defender as Grimmon's moving from the open side to the break side of the field. Can't stop a lefty sometimes, Andy.
No. We are a wily species.
Are you a lefty?
Yep. Thanks for noticing. Just been playing 15 years. Yep. All good. Don't worry about it.
That's what friends are for, Andy. That's what friends are for.
Not many of us are around, the lefties.
There's a nice pull from Mammoth. Nice rolly pull just inside the end zone.
So now we get to see Fyshwick's offense, which we haven't seen for a little while. AJ has it. Fyshwick up against it. Looks like they're going to hold a junk. Holding a zone. Moving it out wide. Donnelly cycles it back to AJ. That one a little bit too hot. Got big on him quickly. And so Mammoth now have a chance to put a break in.
And they do. Elliot Cook with the disc. He's looking for Leask. He's got Leask in the centre of the field. Gladish on the far sideline.
That's a great cut.
Back to Leask, looking to move the disc quickly. Big mark. Murray-Ung providing an open space cut. He's looking for Anderson. Anderson and Leask providing a dump. There is a call of something. Leask and Anderson both providing like a dump option there. Anderson went down the line, whereas Leask came back up for the around.
I want to see more coming out of the break side. There we go. Now there's the
there,
break cut.
yeah, Cook there looking for the... Oh, Anderson! Mammoth! Having a little bit of a late start to the game, but they're finally getting there.
Nice moment. Yeah, Mammoth pulling a St Kilda, just didn't rock up for the first half. Actually, I don't want to talk about it. Next subject.
Leask and Cook doing a lot of work in the handler space on that point. The cutters not quite coming where they needed them to into the break side of the field, which would have opened up the rest of the field a bit more for them. So they sorted that out towards the very late point, point of that point. As Anderson again in that front corner on the top side of the end zone there, which is appearing to be one of the favourite spots to hit.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably a one of the more disciplined moments that we've seen from Mammoth in that red zone, which is typically what Fyshwick have been really good at doing. So we're going to see Fyshwick's offense again, this time going downwind.
And I'd say we're getting a look at Mammoth's D-line, but we have seen a lot of these boys already playing offense, probably because Mammoth had to play multiple offensive points in a row, and so you just start cycling through. They've got a massive roster, use everyone on it. Cal Spielman going to be coming out with this pull, going to be looking to try and set it nice and deep, and that is a beauty. AJ there on the far sideline. It's there with Young. Looking upfield. Young trying to give him a little dump. Jinky little dump marked by Chodos. He's got a few people streaming deep, but it looks them off. Nice around backhand. Whoa! Too low.
Chodos, if he didn't get a piece of it, he made him work hard enough. Tommy
Thomas
Vogt.
Vaux is looking for Cal Spielman. Oh!
He's got it.
He got it!
It looks like it was
Oh, there's
slow-mo.
a call.
It's the call. It's not out of bounds. I thought he was in. Yeah, that's a goal. All right, upwind break.
Towed that one in nicely. That's very good body control. You could see Cal as he was towing that one in. He knew he had to keep his feet well inside the line, so he let the top half of his body almost fall with that.
It looked like slow-mo, Oakley. It looked like they were working in slow-mo because the disc sat up, and exactly that. He knew he had to kind of slow his momentum. So, but really, really hard to do, especially with the defender on your hammer.
It was great positional and field awareness there from Cal Spielman. And I think we've had a timeout.
Yeah, we've had another timeout. So, I mean, the interesting thing is, now this is Fyshwick's second. They burned their first when they had all that momentum. Since that timeout, since the two stoppages, it's been off Mammoth.
It has, which is very interesting. We did mention when Fyshwick called that first timeout that almost that they were clinching their momentum, but, you know, as you mentioned, Andy, that if you've got timeouts, you want to use them because if you don't, you'll lose them come second half. But it seems that they stunted their own momentum and gave Mammoth, I guess, the little bit of motivation that they needed to pull it back. And now they've brought it back. They've gone from, a 4 or 5 point blowout to bringing it back to within 2, which is a very different game to what we saw very early on.
Yeah, I think if you had told Mammoth that they'd have pinned it back to 6-4 when they were kind of 5-1 down, you'd probably take that. You'd probably take that. So Mammoth already out of their timeout, ready to go. Fyshwick's still in their huddle, so a bit to chat through, but we'll be keeping it positive.
And the Mammoth boys probably coming back out of that timeout relatively quickly in hopes that they don't, that their adrenaline doesn't settle too much. They can continue riding that 3-point streak, the high of that 3-point streak. and try and roll this downwinder now and, you know, almost bring it back to within one. Mammoth boys getting big on the sideline. We've got Alex Leask with the pull. Oh, look at that. AJ. Oh, Grimmond!
He was tired of having it done to him.
Murray Ong, they've done it, Andy!
Much more fun for Liam Grimmond on the other side of it. He's the one now getting the poached Ds. That's much more fun.
I'd love to see that D on the replay if we have it available. The Fyshwick receiver almost just standing there, quite stagnant, not moving much. Grimmond read it like an absolute book and just comes through with the run-through D. Here it is. Oh, just too slow. I don't think he was
there.
quite aware
Yep.
that Grimmond was on his back shoulder, and Grimmond has just positioned nicely and just straight into his claws. And beautiful patience there from Grimmond as he dumps it and then sends it to Max Murray Ung for the score.
So Liam, I think you're enjoying the last 3 points much more than the first 3 points.
Yes, that's absolutely.
Yeah, instead of getting poached D, you're the one now getting the poached Ds. That was pretty
fair
good.
play to the boy. He hand block and then D in the lane. I'm probably going to get roof by him by the end of the game, but we'll see how we go.
Well, it's very good that not only you but your team have turned it around. What was the message in the last time out?
To match their physicality. They're a great team. They've underperformed at the last 3 nationals, but they've been building something special, and you see the fruits of their labour now. So fair play to them. They're making great plays, right plays, and we just have to match their physicality, which we're doing.
Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Jackson now, about quarter of the way into the field. Nice inside break. Nice inside flick. He's looking to send it. Back with AJ, close sideline, inside flick.
Great throw.
Utilising that break side of the field there, opening up yards of space for them. Good response from Fyshwick.
Yep, stabilised there.
They've settled, had some words, and pulled their fingers out again. We see that around dump to AJ, and then he gets the beautiful inside flick, which opens up the break side of the field to score. We had Sangor on the mark. He tried to go with the foot block, just threw the leg up in the hopes that he'd maybe catch something.
I mean, the defensive pressure was there. I don't think there's any... that's just a really nice break, which then opened up the continuation.
7-5 to Fyshwick. If they get this break now, they take half. Mammoth need to obviously absolutely bunker down on this to stay in this game. And they have the capacity to. We've just seen it. They can play just as physical, just as hard, and just as big as Fyshwick can.
Yeah, I mean, this is, from a coaching standpoint, this is the most important point in the game. It's 7-5. Like you say, Fyshwick break upwind, they're going 8-5. And you arrest a lot of the momentum that Mammoth have been able to develop. If Mammoth are able to convert this, you're back to 6-7 with Mammoth's D out there. You know, the complexion of the game is entirely different based on what happens at this point. Is it a 1 point difference or a 3 point plus half-time break difference?
Elliot Cook receiving the disc with Yong now. He's looking break side. He looks it off. Lee's go. He had Grimmond streaming deep.
I thought Grimmond was gone.
I thought Grimmond was gone. He puts it up, but it is absolutely eaten by Blacklock. Murray Ung went too late and didn't turn early enough. Some switchy D playing down the field.
It's very stagnant.
And there is no dump. Oh!
Nothing went right on that Fyshwick offence. That was probably the first time we've seen Fyshwick's offence properly break down, which is a handy break for Mammoth.
You are completely right there, Andy. There was no dump option. I think it was Sandbridge.
Yep.
No dump option.
Yep.
There were minimal cuts coming, and he kind of didn't have any other choice except to put it and hope that someone went and caught it.
That was a bailout for sure.
So Cook looking for a down the line option, looking off Yong, wanted to put the around to Lease, but didn't. He's
speaking of stall 9, Hucks.
I mean, it's on a stall 9 Hail Mary. That's the spot that you want the disc to be in.
Yeah.
So I think we've all been there as a handler. You just put it big and hope for the best, and just throw her into the end of the end zone, or as deep as you can get it, to try and hope that your defense is then able to get the turn back down there. Dan Gladish coming out with a massive mark on Sandbridge.
Nice throw.
Oh!
That's where it pays off. That's what you were talking about, playing essentially like territory. Playing for territory, and now they've got the quick turn, and it'll be Leask picking it up.
Leask is picking up. He's got Young as a cut, isolating Grimmin in space. He does a little jinky cut. He's got it. And there it is, Leask. Leask with the little run around in the space.
It was within the rules, but it's cheeky from Grimmin. Watch this. So Leask walking up. I thought Gladish, if you see Gladish left to screen, he's off to, far to the break side. So Grim, he gets a bit of contact. He goes, all right, you're going to do that? I'm just going to walk past you then.
Almost with the cheeky travel.
Initially, that came as a result of contact. But he's
exactly.
like, well, I'm just going to take this momentum away from you and throw past you. So, well done.
Gained incidental ground, and then Leask did a really good job of providing a down-the-line cut.
That's it.
And then just turned on a dime back for the 1-8 on the 180 and got the little inside. There it was. So Mammoth have done exactly what we just talked about. They've brought it back to 6-7 now, which is a completely different game to if Fyshwick just took out half. Mammoth D have to work so hard to get the upwind break back, though. Kel Spielman, nice upwind pull.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, bounced off the foot. Whoa, there was some burners on there. Oh!
Dane Kluken catching the goal from AJ. AJ with an absolute laser right down the middle of the field to take half 8-6. You can tell Mammoth are a bit flat about just how quickly that point happened. You would like to see a bit of a grind, but they've got to remember they were gone for all money at the start of this game, in that kind of second quarter, if you will. They pulled their fingers out. They put in a bunch of breaks. 6-1 is game over. 8-6, hey, you've got a game here, especially knowing that Fyshwick had a bit of a disappointing game this morning. They were jumped to Sublime 8-3 and lost. So they've just got to maintain a little bit of proximity, know that if they can stay there, that'll start ramping up the pressure on Fyshwick and put it on them to win it off their own bat rather than just cruise. So we're going to come back for the second half shortly. For now, and we are, for those who are tuning in, we are working on, we know there are a few technical issues, so we're going to try and get things restarted and hopefully bring the second half to you live. Thank you. See you on the other side.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
the doubters, doubters. To those who don't believe, this is the hour, hour. You'll see that we'll make ladders out of obstacles and stepping stones from roadblocks. Leap over the lines to say we won't cross. We'll shake hands like they're nothing. They won't see us coming. Scale all of the walls they built to hold us. We may be invisible, but we'll be unmistakable. We may be invisible. They may be blind to me, just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. To all the haters, haters, those filled with jealousy, the naysayers, payers for defeat. But we'll make ladders out of obstacles and stepping stones from roadblocks. Leap over the lines to say we won't cross. We'll shake hands like nothing. Scale all of the walls they built to hold us. We may be invisible, but we'll be unmistakable. We may be invisible. They may be blind to me, just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see.
Last time I warned y'all, now this time I'm just sending shots. Thought that I was some yes man, about to show y'all that I'm really not. Me and mine was really on the bottom, now we way up at the tippy top. No bull, unless we talking flipping stocks. Don't mess around or you getting got. Can't see through it cause it's tinted out. Yeah, ooh, I'm on the way. Game time, who wanna play? I showed up just to ruin your day. Count my green till I'm blue in your face. I don't wanna talk, please give me my space. About to go ghost till I give me my rave. Blow too bad.
One thumbs up equals one, get well
And we're back. Just after half, Fyshwick coming out now on defense. And Chodos has let it roll.
And just while we do that, and I've just seen more comments come through for Kev. So Kev is okay. Kev is lucid. Kev is very brave. He appreciates all the thoughts and prayers. His boots are off for this game, so we're not sure about the rest of the weekend. But he's currently sit up on a camping chair. He looks okay. He's got a smile on his face. But I don't think we won't see him on the field for the rest of this game. Wait and see for the subsequent days. Norton.
It's got Joel Cook now, Thomas Vaux. Slightly looks like a little bit of a transitional jump, but I think there was just a lot of mess in the stack. Chodos on the nice around, close sideline. Spielman now, he looks for the big, but he overlooks it, looks it off. Thomas Vaux on this close sideline, looks to put it, but doesn't. Spielman in a yards of space, no mark. Sam, and he throws it up around Blady Fick. Joel Cook in the back of the end zone.
That's the start you want if you're Mammoth. 8-7. Tommy Vo and Cal Spielman, a couple of, well, would you call them imports still? They've been playing a few years now, but previously out of New South Wales. Getting it done with connection. Really well done from Cal, and they saw that it was kind of a breakdown on the dump. Cal, another one of the lefty club.
Yeah, my apologies. I said it was a flick. It's not a flick because Cal's a lefty, so that's a nice arcing around backhand.
That's all right. I'm part of the lefty union, so we've got like a process for these things. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't a backhand. That wasn't a flick. That's okay.
Great field awareness. Great field vision.
I should start a lefty union, actually. That's a great idea. 8-7. Mammoth. That was a break.
That was a hold. Fyshwick came out on D, and Mammoth did really well to get the upwind point, which is, as we know, the hardest one to get. So Mammoth now on D, and realistically we want to be emulating exactly what they did earlier in the game, where they clamped down really hard on this end zone line.
Here we go, free brick.
First offside we've seen in the game here, Andy. And so what that means is when the pool goes up, the defense needs to be have every part of their body behind that black front of the end zone line. And if they are not, the offense can signal the offside call, which is crossing their arms in front of themselves, and they can let the pool ground and then receive it and take it from the brick mark.
I've never seen, I mean, we know crew from Canberra are built different, right? But like, I've never seen an offside cheered so much from the Fyshwick sideline. They were over the moon that they got that brick.
I don't blame them, Andy. It was quite a deep pull, so it actually gives them a little bit, it gives them a more advantageous position than what they would have had. And so instead of being maybe back in deep of the end zone now, they're still in the central portion of the field.
Yeah, I think we saw one that was a brick, and I was like, that's a gift. Like, those first 15, 20 metres are gifts.
Oh! Mammoth boys are getting big. They pushed hard, they worked hard, and they forced an option that just wasn't there, and that wind punished the flight path of the disc.
Yeah, you're spot on. Throwing that outside into this wind, it's going to push the disc right into the ground. Cook.
Elliot Cook to Grimmond.
We got a game. We have a game. They've pulled it back 8-all.
So, Andy, is this where you thought we'd be, sitting at 8-all, when, 20 minutes, half an hour ago, Mammoth were staring down the barrel of a 5-1 deficit?
100%. Never doubted them. Knew that this was going to be a pearler of a game. So did the people at Alta TV. This is why it's the showcase game. Gave them absolutely no chance whatsoever. I was already thinking I was like, right, let's look at the team sheets for the Ellipsis game next. This is done. Instead, it's 8-all. She's a ring-a-ding-ding.
And these are the games that you want to see on the stream. The games that have the big plays, the big bids, the big throws, the great comebacks. This is what we want to watch. This is what we metaphorically pay to see.
Or actually pay to see it, and that's a nice segue. If you do want to jump on and support the fantastic work that Alta TV do, please get across to the Patreon, sign up for exclusive members-only perks.
Dan Gladdy, she's probably going to come out with a massive pull here.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
And
onside.
Yeah, beautiful pull there. Shallow on the close sideline, a bidding Murray Ong. AJ down this line. Oh, tight mark there.
Go on.
Oh! He overthrows Alex Young. Least picking it up now, and he puts it big.
Go on.
And he's got Tom Anderson. Mammoth with another upwind break, and they now take the lead 9-8. Absolutely massive point, massive D point from the Mammoth boys there to to the point here where Fyshwick have called a timeout.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? And I'm gonna jump over there because I reckon there could be some good old-fashioned fire and brimstone spray stuff come up here. Fyshwick need to do something to adjust right now. This game is all on Mammoth's terms.
And he's going to go grab some insider info from us there. Mammoth boys worked really hard on defense. We saw a massive mark there from Daniel Burrows, and that mark forced AJ to really put the flick out into the back space. However, and what you can't see on the stream is the way the wind is almost tunneling towards this close sideline, and it pushed that disc straight into the ground. It was a low release. The disc went straight into the ground. Alex Lee's had vision of the field, saw Tom Anderson streaming and popped it up. Separations of space there Tom Anderson had. Whistle there from the game advisors, signaling that time for the timeout is over. As we hear the Mammoth boys getting rowdy. How'd you go, Andy? What's the goss?
Oh, I could probably repeat about 20% of it. So as we thought, it was positive. Yeah, I probably just can't repeat most of it. It was
a lot of colourful language was there.
But they said he actually outwardly referenced last game. He said last game we rolled over like puppy dogs. I'm using a bit of creative license here, obviously. But he said, yeah, we rolled over like puppy dogs, not again. He goes, I don't care if we lose, but it's our ability to respond. We can't lie down like we did last game.
Oh! How would you be feeling after that?
Yeah, well, this is where the pressure starts to creep in. Now we're seeing unforced errors from Fyshwick.
Elliot Cook bringing it in from the far side, and he's been an absolute anchor on this Mammoth O-line. He had Grimmond looking in the back space. And he's also got Anderson looking in that back space as well. Whoa! Trying to get big. But the way forehand faded, you see it on the stream there. It's the angle of the forehand combined with the wind. It faded over their heads.
I'd also give Sandbridge a bit of credit on that one because he made Grimmond play at it. Grim could have gone out and kind of run onto it near the cone. But the fact that Sandbridge came in, it probably put Grim in 2 months to go, do I need to go to my defender to contest this? Ended up going over their head.
I think that's your job as a defender. If you can get the offense to try and bid early, you're doing your job right.
Big time. And it was Sandbridge, by the way, that was giving that colourful spray. So
Jackson there, far sideline. There's a little bit of a poachy D through the centre of that there from Grimmond.
See, if I'm Shellard, I want to be doing oh, no.
Oh.
See, Shellard was kind of at the, where you would typically have the front of the stack. He was the player that probably had a bit more space than he realised, but like you mentioned, they're playing a bit of junk. See, Shellard right here. So AJ ended up throwing over the top of him. He wasn't even looking at him. But Shellard's probably more free in that situation than he thinks. So Cook again now.
He had Anderson streaming again, but looks Grimmond into the centre of the field for the dump.
That's more discipline from Elliott. He knows he turned one, so just went straight for the dump.
Oh, Osmond slightly overthrows Grimmond on the dump.
AJ will throw this.
Oh there it is!
he's on tilt a little bit, AJ. That's not his. I think that's his second or third turn at this point.
He's tried to hit Tim sharing deep.
He's also trying to generate something. okay, similar to what they were saying in the stack, like in the huddle. If you're going to go down swinging. You know?
100%. And the option was there, the look was there. The execution wasn't. It just didn't float enough. Elliot Cook looking for Tom Anderson. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Shellard caught in 2 minds.
Oh, they've done it again. Canete. Apologies if I mispronounced that one. Mammoth boys are getting rowdy. They are excited. Tom Anderson providing a lot of depth into the field with his deep cuts.
Big time. Nice continuation. Fyshwick calling their lines down, so they're really shortening it. They know that if they don't do something in the next few points about this, they might be looking at a really disappointing 0-2 day after borderline dominating both teams in the first half. Yeah, I wouldn't, if it goes the way it appears to, I wouldn't want to be in the car on the way home in a Fyshwick van.
I couldn't agree more with you there, Moz. But the Mammoth boys, I don't think they're going to take their foot off the pedal here. They're going to respond in kind and probably lift the intensity now because they are absolutely revved up.
I don't. If you're Fyshwick, you don't have a choice about this point. If they drop this one, you know that's an upwind. So then it's 11-8 with Mammoth then defending with the support of the wind. So this is kind of a bit of last chance saloon here, a bit of the Alamo here for Fyshwick.
It's a very crucial point in the game.
Big point in the context of the game.
Kyle Hunter, and that's going to be a brickety brick.
Come on, Fish! Come on, Fyshwick!
I don't want to say it's the worst pool we've seen all game, but it is the worst pool we've seen all game.
Oh, big time. Oh, no, look, I think the downwind one was worse because that was a downwind brick. But it's up there. In terms of like just both of those gave pressure release valves kind of thing, you know what I mean? As we see, AJ looks to get busy. He's now going to go downfield. They're going to move it back. Callum Sandbridge goes the open backhand. Gets to Young. Young, back Sandbridge. AJ at top of the stack. Young. So it's a bit of small ball, a bit conservative at the moment. Phillips was going to throw one long, doesn't. Instead goes to AJ. A little bit of air under the disc. AJ does well, elevates to get it. Throws the wide around, lefty flick. That'll work at the moment. They advance it down. AJ's cutting up the line pretty hard. It's not going to go. Instead, the second up the line goes. That's another good up the line cut. Right on the end zone line now. AJ goes front cone, can't get it. They retreat back to the dump. That's Blacklock. Blacklock, not much in a pivot, but gets out of it now. That's Callum Sandbridge. They've had to retreat to their brick mark. Up the line goes again. Another good up the line. That's Fraser Wigney. He's had 2 up the lines this point. Wigney moves it back. This one floats a bit. It works. Now, moving it out wider. So that's Young. Doesn't have a dump. AJ shakes and bakes, gets free on the open side. Veteran cut. Goes the open.
Oh!
And it's a goal.
To the outstretched James Cameron. He could do nothing about that one there.
Had a sniff. That last throw was a nice bid.
As we see the replay here.
See, just bites too hard. Bang. Really good cut from AJ.
Oh.
That's O'Meara. So that's a learning experience for O'Meara. Like you're playing on AJ, multiple time dingo, one of the, he's one of the best players on this team. But you've got to trust, even if it's a little inside flick, you let that go. You've got to trust your mark rather than getting done on the open side because that was really easy and it even gave AJ kind of a spot, a look, anywhere he wanted on the field. So nice cut from AJ, but a learning experience for his opponent.
And that just shows the experience that AJ brings to a team. The years of experience that he has in that little jinky shake and bake type of cut where he's absolutely sold him on that one. and just created yards of space in the center of the field there, right on the end zone door.
Yeah, remember his first nationals when he came out wearing nothing but armbands, everyone going, who's this slightly emo Blink-182 fella? I think it was the final or a semi, tore it apart. Since then, been a great member of the Lefty Alliance. Welcome to have him. Can he lift Fyshwick back into this game?
It's a nice pull. Young to Cook.
I like your critique of pulls, Oakley. Finds Leask.
Leask pops it up. He's got Tom Anderson deep again.
Whoa. Hello.
Whoa.
Nice grab.
How many times have we seen that one come off, Andy?
Yeah, Anderson's starting to become a bit of a problem for them deep. Typically, you'd see like a Spielman or even a Dan Gladish catching those goals, but I think we've called Anderson's name 3 or 4 times now.
We have. We've called his name a fair few times. He seems to be absolutely dominating that deep space on the field there. And he had a lot of separation to the point where the defender on Dan Gladish actually peeled off the back and gave Gladish the under to try and contain that. But Anderson just had far too much separation.
Good shot.
Beautiful put from Leask as well.
That's elevate. He was going.
(11-9). Mammoth still up. Not where I thought we'd be calling this from.
Not exactly. No, you're right. As we head to the 70-minute mark, so plenty of time left in the game.
Hey, Grimmon, you talk to Ben.
Kel Spielman's going to be putting the pull up. The wind has dropped slightly.
Yeah,
well, not slightly, it's dropped completely. There's very minimal wind right now.
Reflected in the pool too, look at that, end zone. Okay, AJ moves it up through the middle. Works well, hits Kluken. AJ's gone, doesn't come. Kluken goes up the line. A couple of dumps go up the line, has to go out wide. This is a risky throw, it's going to work. He rode the wind to Svardos. Svardos doesn't have a dump, instead goes out wide. That one will work. Sandbridge to AJ. AJ, no one going deep for him. Someone goes now, he fakes the hammer. Sandbridge. A little bit iconic from AJ anyway. AJ's busting up the line, won't go. Instead looks for Sandbridge. Sandbridge goes up the line, he gets beaten. Has to turn around to grab it, but does. 9-10, maintains touch.
He did it again, Andy. The little, I don't know how he does it, that little, he
really?
did it again.
Okay, so we've got to clip this because this guy's done this party trick twice.
I have to ask him after the game, teach me.
I'm going to try and grab him now, yeah. Nice up the line, just got past.
We missed the celebration on that one.
All right.
Good response from Fyshwick. Good response.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a pretty tight finish. Fyshwick have stabilised coming out of that half-time. They were able to adjust. I think they've, sorry, it was the timeout where they kind of said, look, we're not, just don't roll over. If we don't win, all right, whatever, but don't roll over like they did. It sounds like a pretty...
consistent theme?
Yes, well, it sounds like they did it pretty severely. It was almost, I'm told it was actually 9-3, and then Sublime got on a roll. So you don't want to do that. That's nightmare fuel, that stuff. So...
Mammoth coming in the slightly downwind side of the field now, looking to capitalise. Cook with the reception to Yong. Back to Cook. Little give goes. A little bit of a poachy look there. So it looks a little bit junky, but a little bit slightly junky, a little bit slightly poachy. Cook to Leask. He's got Murray
He
on
wants
going deep. Overlooks him. Very deep cutters there, making the handlers work really hard. Oh! And Leask turfs it on his attempt to gain on Grimmond. I think there's been an injury.
Yeah, there's an injury. Pat Phillips is going to take one. And AJ's coming on.
That's what you want on an upwind point.
Handy player to have replace your injured player. I'm not saying there's anything untoward about it. I'm just saying it's nice to have a nice big thrower like AJ on as you're shooting upwind for a break. Just saying. I'm watching you. AJ with the disc now. Fakes the flick. Sandbridge, nice inside out cut. Moves it over. Doesn't have to concede too much ground. Throws the low flick. Oh, that one's gone.
Oh!
He's out. He's OP. I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Yep.
Turn. So it was YC throwing that one. Cook lets one go.
Oh.
Leask under it. He's going to have to work the sideline as well.
Oh.
That's a similar one to what we were saying before. Again, in that corner, as your offender, you know your defender's there. And so the defender doesn't necessarily need to get the D. They just need to get themselves in the way enough and get their opponent second guessing enough. Did well to avoid contact as well.
And that's the thing. The offense has to catch it. The D just has to try and out position or just get a fingertip on it enough to stop the catch.
Sandwich now. AJ trying to get free off the front. Can't do it. He does well to get it to YC. AJ's gone deep, but he's going to be too deep because the throwers upwind might not be strong enough on Fyshwick. Nice. Gainer comes out. That's Fraser Wigney. Wigney doesn't like it. Goes instead to Sandridge. Gets in power position. The stack's a little bit too deep, so they're going to have a hard time shooting into that space. YC comes out. Lovely disciplined swing. And now takes some ground as well. Sandridge goes up the line, gets some contact on the mark, and that will be a foul call. He's not happy about it, but I don't think you can disagree with it.
There was a little bit of argy-bargy there as he...
Yeah, he didn't let him move across. Yeah, that's a foul.
As the
Uncontested.
the pivot came through. I believe the term is now accepted foul, Andy.
Accepted, okay.
Accepted foul.
Why keep the rules when you can change them? All right. Sandridge.
Oh.
AJ. Lets one fly.
Oh!
Tip disc. Greatest. No. Gets the turn.
Fingertips on that one there from Alex Osborne, and that's
He tried to catch it too.
all you need.
All right, so Mammoth again having a second opportunity from the same point. They are playing a junk.
It's a very poachy jump.
Yeah. Cooks have got one free, top of screen. You can see him up to the left. Here's the one I'd be hitting, and they do now. You can see Grimmond on this side, but they let one through the middle, and they can be off now. AJ shuts down any kind of flow, as well as there was a bit of contact, but no foul call. Play on. Cook. Anderson's gone. Oh, AJ had to move out, which to adjust to Anderson, which gave Grimmond the space, and Grimmond's now off.
Grimmond now on the far sideline, getting close to the end zone door. Young.
They're playing match now.
Playing match.
Contact.
There's
AJ's gone down like a stack of spuds.
Seeing what's happened here, Grimmond. There he goes through, no vision, and just turns and takes out AJ's legs.
Oh, come on, AJ.
Young brings it in. Grimmond straight into the bread basket.
12-10. Mammoth maintain that little gap. There's basically an upwinder in it.
Fyshwick offense did really well to move the disc up the field. They just got a little bit of end zone eyes and just tried to force it in.
Which is the opposite of what we saw earlier, where their red zone offense was probably the best part of their game. So it's interesting, and you've also got to give Mammoth credit to that because they're forcing a change in the way that Fyshwick are playing.
You are correct there, Andy. We saw really patient offense from the Fyshwick boys early on, and now they're, I don't want to say erratic, but just becoming slightly impatient on that. And the Mammoth boys are capitalising. So we're approaching the 80-minute mark of the game. Mammoth are up 12-10. The wind has dropped off again for this Mammoth upwinder, which I think they should be very thankful for.
And that, just briefly, Frisbee's important, but Alice C, that we just saw on camera, is about to shave her head for charity. So we will bring you some of that as much as we can, as much as is appropriate, because that is fantastic effort for a great cause. As we see AJ manages to throw his player into space. That's Young. Young marked by Chodos. Young, big step out, round break. Milked, but it works. AJ free now. AJ grabs it. AJ looking long. Instead, throws the backhand gainer. Oh, Vo had it, but didn't realise. All he needed to do was turn around. Instead, Fyshwick have the goal. It's Jack Donnelly with the goal. Tommy Vo, had he turned around, he could have headbutted the disc.
He pretty much could have, and I think he almost copped a backhand to the face on that as well.
So you see Tommy, he's followed his player out. He's then done he did the switch, which is the right switch.
And then you see there how Sadiq provides the dump. He almost cops the follow through to the head. Some nice offense there from Fyshwick. Brought it back to 11-12. We've got a game on our hands, Andy.
Yeah, she's a ring-a-ding. And the action will continue after this game. We're going to go pretty much straight into a top-of-the-table clash from the other open pool. It will be Ellipsis, who are 4-0, playing Sunder, who are 4-0. So that one will pretty much determine who goes top of the pool, and will play the 4th place in the other pool. That pool a lot more straightforward. This one an absolute mess. Thanks to Fyshwick and just being largely unpredictable, taking scalps they shouldn't and dropping games they should. Yeah, they shouldn't.
Going to be a little bit of a table triangle on that side of the pool, Andy.
I think
if Mammoth get up.
I think it could be a 4-way tie.
A 4-way tie. Woofed. I'm glad I'm not doing the schedule.
Nope.
Young receiving the ball there. Centres to Elliot Cook. Almost gets a run through from Sam Shallard there. Surveying his options. He jacks it. He's got Leask and Anderson, but there he's...
That's a rush of blood, that throw.
They weren't deep enough for that.
I don't think the option was there. I also don't think the need was there. You know, they've kind of been able to work it a little bit. It was early in the count. You had dumps.
Fyshwick did set up that poachy zone that they've been playing again, but they'd done really well previously at working it, so it shouldn't have been a problem for them before. Yeah. Given that the wind has relatively died off as well. Dan Gladish with the D!
Old fella's still got it. Sandwich is showing a bit too much of it. Bang. So now Mammoth again with an opportunity to just keep that slight margin and that upwind advantage. Cook.
Elliot Cook, he's looking for options into the space. He's got, oh!
Huge bid.
Oh my God.
Sandwich gets it back.
He poached off.
He peeled off the front, didn't he, yet?
He peeled off the back.
That's big.
He read that like a book.
And did really well to avoid contact as well. Fraser Wigney. Dump goes, doesn't get it. Still goes to Kajuki, sorry. Kajuki, count's getting high.
Oh, great defense there from Mammoth. Nice tight marks.
Yeah, trailing edge away from Young.
Alex Leask walking towards the disc, surveying his options on the field. Tom Anderson's already setting up in that deep space. Grimend. Oh, and he whacks the cone away.
We need that. Bring that back.
Whacks the cone away and skims the disc.
Still like the other man's celebration.
Yeah, we need to get that one on its own on the field cam here. As we see this go up, Alex Lees puts a beauty of a flick up. Grimmin with separation. One hand grab.
The celebration notwithstanding. Is that a violation if he just goes and knocks the cone out? What's going on? Grim did really well on that cut. You probably can't see it from this angle, but what he did really well was he put his defender back on his heels. So he ran towards his defender on a bit of an under, but just managed to get his balance back. And once your balance is back, it's really hard to then engage some forward momentum. So that's why he looked so free, because he was able to kind of take his defender out of the game by putting him back on his heels. And then he was off.
Off to the absolute races there, Grimmin was. We're seeing a lot of key players from Mammoth in the likes of their handlers, Cook, Leask, doing a lot of work through that handler space.
It's a shame about, from a Fyshwick perspective, Sandridge's D didn't result in that's the kind of thing that could lift a whole team.
That D was a beauty.
All right, AJ with it. Nice gainer, that's to Kluken. Kluken looks to AJ. AJ gets it in the middle in power position. This one's gone, a backhand to Mikey Hatfield.
Ooh.
Gets forced in, not a force out foul. I think he took a little ride, little tunnel on the Mammoth player in. Nice throw from AJ. Had two. And this is a really nice throw from Kluken as well. You see AJ still in motion, throws it in front. You've got power position, so you've got a shot at anywhere you want on the field. Mikey, whoop, in you go.
I think that is a force in there. He got into the end zone just for a little bump.
Yeah.
A little bump in from the Mammoth defender.
Nothing wrong with a little bump, yep.
And we've brought it back now, 12-13 to Mammoth.
12-13 and 4 minutes to go as well. So this is where it starts to get interesting around, from a Fyshwick perspective, when do you, if at all, put that crunch line on? The thing that Mammoth have been able to do for probably the last 5 odd points is hold the fort on the downwind. And they've been able to protect that, and that's kept the 2-point advantage. So Fyshwick need to try something, change something, whether it's personnel planning. This pool will help them, because that's pretty deep, coming in hot to Cook, and he moves it to Leask.
Leask now in the centre of the field. Anderson on the top far sideline. He looks it, but he holsters. Leask gets a little dishy down the line. Anderson there. He hasn't got a mark yet. Still looking a bit poachy as the Mandy sets in.
Leask is gone. Leask is gone.
Murray Ong now in the centre of the field. Finds Grimmond.
This will sit.
He's got Conning deep. Oh! Anderson tries to get scraps but doesn't, and Sandbridge takes it from his hand.
Snatches it, yeah.
Tries to initiate play very quickly.
Kajuki, Sandbridge. Played an absolute blinder so far. There's a poach player that can come under now and gets met.
Oh!
How he kept that one, I don't know. Got a bit of super glue.
Oh!
And Shetland spills one.
That grab.
Yeah, that was great.
Leask picking it up on this close sideline, takes a very few tentative steps there, and he winds up but doesn't put it. It's got Grimmin coming out into the dump space. Murray Ong heading towards that far sideline there. Honning. Young! Not in is the call. Surveying. Oh!
That is great defense from Fyshwick the entire time. Bids too much on that one. Again, the rush of blood. This will be a consistent thing. There will be adrenaline and a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves.
And when you're in that space, Andy, where the adrenaline's getting really high, it's really hard to dial it back.
Yeah, and that's why I think you do want to think about your lines and get experienced players who have been in this scenario before. You're going to be able to maintain a bit of composure as well. Kajuki, nice break, nice cut, not on it. Instead goes break side. Sam Shellard moves it up. Shellard, nice mark from Leask, has to then abandon that. Kajuki, there's one going deep. He doesn't like it. Instead, nice free under.
Ooh!
Or a bit of
of
attention.
contact.
Yeah. Kajuki becoming pretty reliable in the backfield now. Kajuki goes to Sandridge. There's fatigue now. There's fatigue now. Fyshwick have the flow. That one's thrown out. Nice bid, but again, Fyshwick, a big difference is that their end zone, kind of red zone offense, as we see, is a bit sore now. I think we might see an injury. Yes, we will.
It was a bit of a gratuitous bid there from Blacklock. I think the disc was
down, yeah.
disc was pretty much going to be down and turfed, but he bid for it anyways. Better offense there from Fyshwick. They utilised their dumping and their swinging, which is what we saw earlier on. Earlier on in the game, we saw Fyshwick dumping and swinging and moving the disc around backwards and forwards, which was where they created all their movement and their cuts. And they've brought that back again and have now got space.
Once again, AJ coming on. Handy super sub. So once again, Mammoth will have to work at the whole length. I mean, their end zone offense has been interesting as well.
And the siren is just gone, so we've now hit time cap.
So we'll finish this point and add one to the highest score. I mean, it just puts so much on this because if Mammoth if Fyshwick score, they're playing D but from the upwind end at 13 all at Universe Point. 14-12. Well, Mammoth can have a few bites at it to close the game out.
Grimmond with the disc. He dunks back to Lease, back to Grimmond. A lot of quick give-go movements. Cal Spielman now this close sideline. Finds Cook in the centre of the field. Grimmond working hard. Lease. Cal Spielman's going deep.
Bang.
There it is. There it is. Oh, is he going to get there?
Great touch from Shellard.
And that's all you need is you just need a fingertip to throw the flight path of the disc off.
But he had one shot at that. Like, he had one go. He had to not just get to the right space, but time it perfectly, because otherwise Spielman had enough separation that he was just going to run onto it. You can see that. That's a great D. That's a lot harder than it looks, especially because it bobbled up.
And the photographer at the back of the field just receiving that one nicely. I think that flick came out a little bit flatter than what Alex Leask would have liked it to, because you saw that he had to fake the backhand and then turn pretty quickly and release the flick, which meant that it didn't get enough, probably the height that he would have liked.
Yeah, agreed. Shellard now comes out. There are two with him, so someone's poached. Shellard instead opts for calm. Throws it to Kajuki, and there's a big
There is a
midfield.
big collision in the centre of the field. Alex Leask holding his knee.
But again, it's... Okay, no, I think that's more a pick, yeah. Okay, so we're all good. Coming in, no count. Kajuki, count of one.
Violation called.
So just a massive point in the context of this game. Everything on it. Kajuki with the disc, engages Shellard. Shellard goes up the line. Cook peels off the front, which means he can't throw it. He instead needs to throw the swing. Should be safe. It'll work. That'll go to Wigney. Wigney throws the break backhand. Big bid, but AJ holds on to it. Gets back into. And now there's a little bit of chat. A little bit of niggle.
Oh, Max Murray Ong.
So just going to take a breath. They're all good. So it was just a big bid, bit of frustration. AJ wanted to get back to the mark, but couldn't kind of bring it back in bounds. So probably good for all players. Just take a breath. AJ looks at the low flick, can't throw it, can't get it out, concedes a little bit of ground to Sandridge. Sandridge fakes the flick. AJ gets into the space. Instead to Wigney. Wigney to Shellard, getting a bit more of it. So Shellard and Kachugi, as I call him, his name, there he is. Kajuki, sorry.
Oh,
AJ gets one that wasn't the most convincing throw, just needs to show a little bit of composure. Lovely up the line from Kajuki. Now this is where they've thrown it away in the past, so can they maintain a little bit of patience?
there's an injury
Yeah,
call there from Max Murray-Ung.
That's a cleating, that is. And it's going to go back to AJ.
Those are painful, Moz. They don't tickle.
It's not fun. It's not fun. And it's not cold, but it's not warm. Like, you feel that in any kind of cold, you feel that much more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not in a good way.
I think it was friendly fire as well. I think there's two injuries here
yeah, double change.
from Mammoth. I think it was friendly fire there that they clipped each other, and I think Conning went over on his ankle as he stood on the foot.
All right. You just get the feeling that this is the game right here. AJ with it. Engages Sandbridge nice and early. Sandbridge can't get free. Great mark from
Osborne.
Gets it to Wigney. They're on the end zone line. Don't try and win it. Just... Oh, Kajuki gets the goal, and they've got the upwinder. That's what Fyshwick were looking for. They finally brought the patience.
So game to 14 now, Moz. It's Universe Point. This is Fyshwick's 4th Universe Point match.
Are you serious?
Yes, 4th Universe Point match.
How many games have they played?
4.
Don't know any other way.
They like to live life on the edge. Mammoth slowly walking back to the line. There's going to be some big words being said right now.
We need to take this to the ultimate Frisbee family around Australia. If you know, if there's a stat around any of the nationals played in the history of the sport where 4 games from a team have been decided all in Universe Point, I'd like to hear it. 4 games, 4 Universe Points. They are going to burn one, so I'm absolutely going to get around Fyshwick because they have good demons and bad demons, right? Yesterday, good demons, if that's a thing. Today, not so good around Sublime. So this is going to be really interesting to see what the message is, as well as if they call lines.
Absolute crucial point, that last one for Fyshwick. Mammoth coach Sue Monroe sowing some seeds of wisdom there out onto his team. I can imagine he's going to be calling the absolute crunch line, because why wouldn't you? There's no other time that you do it. And you're getting the insight on the Fyshwick boys. Here Mammoth getting loud, getting rowdy, asking for a big sideline. This is it. This is the crux. And they've called out Cook, Norton, Chodos, Grimmond, Vo, Gaunt, and Spielman. The 7 names who will be trying to take this one out for them. They're going in the slightly upwind field position. Not the most advantageous spot to be, but they've done it before and they can do it again. Andy just coming back after hearing all the Fyshwick insights. What are we going to expect here, Moz?
Look, again, not a lot I can repeat, but the part that they kept coming back to is that there are 17 fish on this line. 17, and you can hear that because listen to that sideline. You can hear it, everyone on the sideline. They want to keep this whole team engaged. Massive pull.
Whoa! Shallard!
Save the best till last.
Norton to Chodos. He looks to the break side. Cal Spielman on the top, near the top sideline. Chodos providing a jinky to Cook now. He's looking straight down. He's got Grimmond on his far side. He's got Vo deep. He doesn't put it. Whoa! Gaunt and Norton there in the center of the field trying to get the same disc. Chodos.
Fish need to get more aggressive. There's too many poachers, too many free unders.
Norton goes for it. Vo gives him a little jinky. He looks off Norton.
Yeah, I thought that was going.
Chodos there, he's looking break side and he puts a nice breakout. Grimmond's running onto it in space. Bit of a stagnant stack. They're moving through the handlers. Oh! Oh! Looks like there's a knee to the knee.
It's a big cramp.
Caused a cramp.
That was good. I thought that was a patella for a second, the way that knee kind of moved. Having dislocated a patella before, I can tell you it ain't fun, but I don't think that's what it is. No, it is.
No,
it is a cramp.
It's a cramp. He's getting a nice stretch out there from teammate Alex Lees.
I would say I don't think that was a fake from Grimmett. I thought he's
getting literally carried off the field now.
He looks like a human hammock. I think that was a game-saving bid. I think Grimm would have shot that one if not for the dive out on the mark. So a bit of carnage for Mammoth. They've had 3, if not 4, injuries in the last 2 points. Some of it friendly fire, as you said, the cleating and the ankle. And obviously we had Big Kev at the start, much loved. I've got an update on Big Kev. He's still in the chair. He's still looking very brave and appreciates all the thoughts and prayers.
So we've got Alex Leesk there with the disc. He's subbed in for Grimmond. So I think there's a discussion on surrounding what's happening with the stall count. Potentially, I don't know if there was a call at all. Grimmond's up though. Grimmond's now standing. Cramp has gone.
Get some pickle juice, mate. Okay, Leesk, speaking of handy injury subs to come on, Leesk, not bad.
Leesk is, definitely one of them. So there is no stall count. He also fakes the around. Hits Norton on the inside as a beating Fyshwick defender. Oh, inside to Chodos. Back to Leesk. Oh! Tries to force it in. Fyshwick absolutely run deep. Sandbridge there, back to Jackson. He's calling for some unders.
Well, he's calling for unders, but I think he's also calling for space deep. He's saying, come under, get out of that deep space. I reckon he wants to put this. He's got it at the halfway line. Sandridge now, marked by Chodos. Fakes the big backhand. Then goes Flick. AJ goes up the line. Shellard back as the dump. Sandridge holds on to it. The count is getting high. He gets a bailout to AJ. AJ looks Flick. Marked by Cook. Comes through.
Oh.
Everyone slowed down. The disc stays with Fish. Sandridge had an absolute blinder, gets to AJ. The stack is doing absolutely bugger all. AJ has to engage the jump, looks at Sandridge. Manages to come out, big bid, half given, pulled out of it. Svardos moves it across. Alex Young. AJ goes across, has to be thrown, it is at the back end.
Oh.
Cook, half a bid. AJ with it, throws the around flick for the goal. And Sam Shard, they have won it on Universe.
Oh my gosh. That was an amazing point from Fyshwick. They've gone full circle and brought back that absolute patience that we saw from them in the early portion of the game.
Sandridge, AJ, Shellard, especially on that point, getting it done themselves. There was a big D. It was either a drop or a D on the end zone line, but Mammoth had a shot. I think it was Leesk to Cook. Either a little bit of a drop or just got a hand in there. It was a hand block, I think.
It was a little bit of a hand block from Blacklock, I believe.
Ooh. But massive, you see this one, and that's a really nice throw, that around flat flick, half a bid from Cook. And then AJ just so patient. Shellard just got in behind Leesk, toes it in. Couldn't believe it. He was looking around going, is that it?
And you can see there from Leesk. Leesk realised that the throw went up and it was already gone in front of him. He couldn't do anything about it.
It's a horrible place to be when you realise that. You kind of, what's called the blind turn, because again, he was looking at the disc, not his opponent. And when you can feel that they've gone, you're like, oh no, please no. And then all you can do is hope that they don't see it. So we're going to stay with the feed. Usually we would cut away, but we've got a very good reason and a very good cause. Score update, by the way, Fyshwick 14, Mammoth 13. Thank you for the feedback in the chat. Feedback's a gift. So the reason that we're going to stay with this is that you would have heard earlier in the feed, earlier in the call, we were talking about Alice C, who's done a phenomenal job of raising $1,200 so far. Has a goal bigger than that. As we're going to see Alice C lose the locks for the world's greatest shave. Here we go. You'll see if you scroll up in our comments, Alti TV have dropped the link in. Having to do a fair bit of work through it. There it
There's
is.
the first one gone.
LSC getting the locks cut for World's Greatest Shave. Has raised $1,200. Has a goal, I think, of either 2 or 2.5. So please scroll up through the chat, or we've just posted it again there. Donate for the shave. Put it in Ziploc bags. And at this point, Alice is wondering if this is such a good idea. It is a good idea. It's a great idea. Raised $1,200 already. I'm confident we can get that up closer to $2,000 by the end of today. A bit of a crowd started to form around her as well. Shocked crowd, not too sure what to do. I don't know what the cling wrap bag's for. Keeping it for later.
Potentially donating it.
Donating
to,
the hair, yeah, okay.
Could be potentially donating the hair.
Even better. Does have a bit of a crowd watching on.
Great cause. Well done there to Alice.
Do you think it's a line? Are they lining up for
Are
this?
they lining up to get theirs cut as well?
I don't think they are.
Are they gonna have to get the buzzers out now, Andy? And
Well, I hear that Mike Niels has actually volunteered to shave his head as well.
that's it. I think that's the last of the plats gone.
And now the clippers come out. Now the real stuff starts. So we have dropped the link in. Please donate for the shave.
Looks like there's a bit of confusion on what direction you shave in.
Not the hardest thing, clippers. You just kind of turn it on and roll them over. But obviously this is new to a few people, Alice included.
And there it is. They're starting. Good to see a massive smile on her face with this still.
Yeah, she's like, she can feel it. You can hear it now. Zzz. Look, I did say there wasn't a wrong way to hold clippers, but that is actually the wrong way. You are doing it. Okay. The important thing is, it's got some great donations for charity. Any risk of doing it easy?
It's going to be, I'm going to tell you now, it's Universe Games all the way to the final.
Just back briefly on the game. Fyshwick are calling it. They are only going to play Universe points to the final. Mike, if that happens, I think we just stick them full-time on this field. Because if all those games are like that, we'll be in for a treat. Mammoth, understandably, flat as a biscuit. They know that they let that one slip. However, that was a long game, and you've got to remember right at the start, 6-1 down, certainly 5-1.
5-1?
That game was done, so credit to them for pulling back in front, having control of probably majority of it in the end, you'd say.
They did really claw that one back and
That is a
shook
low
up.
clipper, sorry. That is a...
That's a buzz cut. Is
That's
that
not
what you
number
call a
one.
buzz cut?
Yeah, that's a low clipper. That's its number 0.
It's going to be like almost when you go and, scratch the top of their head.
Yeah, that's real jarhead stuff. I didn't bring my beanie, but I'm going to bring it for her tomorrow. If she doesn't have one, she's going to need one. Otherwise, Alice is going to experience just how fresh a Ballarat morning can be tomorrow morning. Being done very diligently as well, very methodical.
I'd almost like to see them shave a little mohawk.
I was about to
into
say
her just for
reverse mo.
Yeah, just for fun. Why not? If you're going to get rid of it, just put a little mohawk in there and make it fun.
Yeah, I think they're going to go either side, so they'll go with like a pretty intense fade. Very intense fade. So we're going to swap streams in a moment. We have, as I mentioned, a top of the table clash with 2 undefeated teams. It's Ellipsis men versus Sundar
Slice.
Thank you. I always get them confused. I don't care who, like whatever. Sunday slice. Both teams 4 and zip. This will be for the top of the seed in that pool. The other pool's a mess. We'll work it out. Probably a 4-way tie. But join us on the other feed in a couple of minutes. Until then, thank you, Oakley. It's been great. We've watched an absolute ripper.
Thanks, Mars.
Alti.tv